Here's a great example of hearing from the Father through His Word. Now, I cried for probably 3 hours. I'm not gonna lie, because it hurt. After He had protected me from it and He took His wings back because it was over and He said, let it go, then it was like I collapsed and cried for hours. And then I just mentally fell back into His arms and let Him comfort me. And I have to regularly tell myself, the Father's got this. You've got this, Father. I trust you. My hope is in you. I trust you. I was toast for the rest of the day. The next day, it was funny. God parked me in certain scriptures in my online Bible study curriculum for days. Like He wouldn't let me move. And I thought, usually when that happens, He wants me to dig deeper, and we're not going to rush through it. So we're just going to keep going over. And oftentimes He's like, read it again, read it again. Sometimes I'll listen to it on my Words of Promise Bible app, because sometimes I like to hear it as well as to read it. And He'll have me read it over and over. Well, this one day, He had me parked for a few days, and then He kept having me read it over, and I'm like, I'm missing what you're trying to tell me, Father. What are you trying to tell me? So I'm reading it again. Then this phone call happens, and I'm toast the rest of the day. And then the next day, He's like, okay, now read it again. And I read it again, and suddenly all these words jumped off the page. And it literally described what happened in that story was what happened to me the day before. The way this person acted, they acted. The way this person reacted was how I reacted, or not reacted, but was in the scenario. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what happened to me yesterday. And I did exactly what the other guy did. He kept his mouth shut. I kept my mouth shut, because God had a purpose and a plan. I say all of that to say that if you don't understand something, keep rereading it until God gives you either peace to go ahead or gives you revelation. He's going to give you one of the two. If you read something, don't understand it, Father, do you have something in here for me? Because I'm not getting this. The best way I know to explain it is you don't have peace about going forward. You keep thinking, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. And that's the Holy Spirit saying, go back. I got something here you're missing. You're going too fast. Take your time. Slow down. Read it again. But in my case, He had me read it the next day. And I had a totally different set of eyes and experience. And He spoke to me and touched me and healed my heart from that. And what was so cool to me is that He had me reading in this section at the very time I was going to live that section out in my life. And He already had the outcome and scenario in His Bible to show me what happened to you yesterday. Here you go. The same thing happened years ago, and this is what happened. So have hope, because I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to fix it. And oh, the peace that washed over me. I say all of that and share that very personal moment with you because I know that you're having moments like this too. And you wonder if you can handle another attack, or if you can handle the things in life that keep coming. Why is life so hard? That had to be besides the death of my husband and soulmate, that had to be the hardest thing. Like, losing my soulmate was, losing like a big hole in my heart, losing my love of my life. But God severing a relationship or a situation or fixing it for you, as much as it hurt to go through it, I was protected and he comforted me, but he fought the battle for me and he's still fighting the battle for me. I think about it. I think about the ones hurling, spewing those lies and hurtful things at me, but I don't feel the pain because I won't allow it. I'm like, Lord, that's not mine. That's your battle. You're handling it. You're fixing it. So I say all that to tell you, put all your hope and trust in the Father, and he will fight your battles for you. I'm living proof, and I have so many more stories to share with you. And some of them are coming out in books. The verse for hope. Where was the verse for hope? Let me remind you. It's not just Daisy telling you to put your hope in the Lord and give it a shot. The Father is telling you that through this whole thing. And yes, it's purple. Purple and pink, those are my colors. They make me happy. Hope they make you happy. But he says throughout his whole word, put your hope in me, trust in me. My burden is light. Jesus says that. His burden is light. Your yoke is heavy. Our life is heavy. Stress is heavy. Fear, anxiety is heavy. All the things the enemy puts on us are heavy. The Father, Jesus, Yeshua, our Messiah, wants to take all of that off of you. His burden is light because he's carrying it for you. But he's going to discipline us when we make mistakes, just like you would your children when they start to step off the sidewalk or off the edge of the pool. You pull them back and you protect them. And if they make a mistake, you correct them. I want a father who protects me and corrects me and disciplines me so I know how to live, how to honor him. So, Hosea 12:5. Adonai, Lord of hosts. Adonai is his name. So you return to your God. Hold fast to grace and justice. Cling to grace and justice. Cling to him. Cling to God. Let him take care of you. And always put your hope in God. Always put your hope in God. Hosea 12:6. Always put your hope in God. I didn't say it. He did. And he will give you peace. So I hope that lets you see just a little glimpse about how fun it is and enjoyable it is to read his word because it's alive and he talks to you through it and he touches you and he heals you through it. You can't get this anywhere else. You can't get it from objects and cards and crystals and the sun and moon. God created the sun and moon, but he didn't tell you to worship it. He told you to worship him. He's the only one that can give you peace. I pray you receive it today. God bless you.